Hi, my name's Adam Williams. I'm just going to make a short video about the Yamaha EZ-EG learning guitar. I know I was looking at them as MIDI controllers. Being in the UK, you couldn't actually get the electric model over here, and only the cheaper acoustic one. There wasn't a lot of difference between them. I mean, if you've seen them, the EZ-EG, the acoustic model, has a plastic body, not a wooden body, and I think only like the first 7 frets light up. No tremolo bar, but it has like a little palm mute thing. I've modified mine. I've actually taken the string sensors off because what I wanted to use it for, just as a tapping style MIDI controller, the strings used to cause false triggering, and so I've actually just taken those right off. I run it. I mean, at the moment it's quite a complicated setup. It's running MIDI out into this Novation synth here. Then that's taking a USB MIDI out into a Mac Mini, but that's actually running Windows 7 in a boot camp at the moment. That's going into the 10crazy.com EZ guitar environment, which is a brilliant free piece of software that will let you translate what the sysx messages sent by the fret lights on the EZ-EG or EZ-EG even. It'll let you send those messages out, it'll decode them into pitch, and you can do things, send them an octave up or down, and you can choose the behaviour, which you couldn't normally have. Like, you can have more than one note played on a string at once, you can tell it to ignore the string sensors and various other things. But I mean, it just makes it really good as a MIDI controller to use for guitarists who aren't used to the keyboard layout. I mean, I do okay on a keyboard, but I just find the guitar a lot more comfortable. I'm used to it. I know the shapes of scales and chords on there. So then the MIDI that's processed, or the MIDI that's created even from the sysx messages sent in, is sent back down the USB through the MIDI out of the Novation, which is going into the MIDI input on an Edirol little PCRA30 keyboard, which is feeding into the MacBook Pro. That's running Logic, and that's where we're getting our synth sounds from. I mean, you can assign any of the controllers on here to anything, but I mean, they marketed them as a learning guitar, which was some people see as a mistake. I mean, it can teach you chord shapes and things, and it's like see there. And you can download new songs and put different things in there, which was quite good, but they were missing sort of an untapped market, which I suppose would be like the Star Labs Zetar guitar MIDI controllers or other things, but slightly more guitar-like than the Zetars, because the Zetars have parallel frets. They aren't at differently spaced intervals like the guitar frets on here. So I mean, we know the shapes it's going to make. And what I find it particularly good for is doing lead synth lines, because I find them a lot easier to come up with or play along to on here. One demo of that would be the piece I'm working on at the moment. Not that I'm working on, of course, it's someone else's piece, but it's probably a track you've all heard, because it is Omen by the Prodigy. I mean, it's that synth lead, which I've now got the expression bar here set to do the detune, which is quite simple and works out nicely. So okay, here it goes. It's an omen. As you can see there, that's just the you should probably notice I was using the expression bar then with my elbow, which obviously you can't do on a usual one because the strings would get in the way. But you know, I find it quite easy. You can get various different effects. I mean, if you want to, you can set the software to a keyboard grid, and you can play more than one note per string, which obviously you couldn't do before. And get some nice effects. I mean, it's a good composition tool for guitarists overall, I suppose. They're getting harder to come by now that they've been discontinued, but I suppose there's a couple of us. I mean, there's this KVR audio thread about using this as a MIDI controller, which is hundreds and hundreds of pages long, and we all seem to congregate there. And just hopefully putting pressure on manufacturers to release something like this that would do this, that would have this functionality out of the box, I suppose. That you could just plug in, have the fretboard there as a keyboard interface, and just use that as a controller. So there was a lack of information out there about these, so now anyone having had this for quite a while, if you have any questions about them, comment on here or send me a message through YouTube or Google Video or wherever you've seen this, and I'll try and answer anything I can. But yep, I recommend it. It's good.